Now then, welcome back to another episode of the Survivor series. And as you can see, I'm making some glass. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm also standing still in a chunk. And that will be very clear by the end of this episode why I am standing still in a chunk. I want to talk about spawn protection today. I want to talk about it because I've just found out about it and done a bit of research and decided that it's a very important thing. Most of the time that we've been playing so far, I've been all about lighting torches and making sure that the area is not spawnable, so nothing can spawn and get me. This is the Survivor series after all, and the whole point of it is to stop these guys from coming and getting me. Look at the rate that he regenerated. Man, I punch him, he regenerates it all. We have had an update. We are now on version 16 of the mod pack. Look at that though. That's silly. You can just stay there, dude. I ain't playing with you. Version update. We have the damage indicators. That was what I was going to show you. Damage indicators. Look. Ding. So we've got the damage indicators mob. And I've turned off my Warrior health. My Warrior mob health. I've turned that off. And you do that by default pressing 0 on your number pad. Going into the Warrior and going into modules. There we go. And in general, there is show entities health, yes or no. I've also got crop growth show off because there's no point having that on either because it's a whole different ball game in this TerraFirmaCraft. Yeah, that's that done. So that should be enough glass for now. Let's take all this out, put that away, and let that cool down. I've been using my forge for something. Spawn protection. Right, spawn protection. One of the things that One Wolf told me about was spawn protection. Let's use F9 to highlight chunks for a brief moment. Now, I've been reading up on the wiki, and this is a thing that TerraFirmaCraft includes, which is pretty awesome. Okay, let me take let's take a couple of these, even though I've only got one smooth basalt. Yeah, that'll do. So, I am inside this chunk border here, okay? And every Minecraft or TerraFirmaCraft hour that I spend in this chunk adds 8 hours of protection. Okay, so for every hour this ticks up while I'm standing in a single chunk, it adds 8 hours of protection. There has to be 24 hours of protection added up before it will actually protect this chunk for 24 hours. So I need to wait until I've got 24 hours of protection in this chunk before leaving the chunk. If I leave the chunk during the hour, then it will reset the timer and I'll have to come back to this chunk and stand here for an hour again. So some chunks like this one, I may actually spend 3 or 4 hours just forging or managing my metals if I had enough, or just chilling out in my bedroom up here. Yeah, it's a tough one to figure out and call, but it's there. It's part of the game, so we're going to make the most of it. We're going to make use of it. And as far as I know, this is the way we make them. So that's why I've been making some glass. Okay, that chipped sapphire didn't work, and that chipped emerald didn't work. Okay, so that's not the way you make them. There must be a particular gem that you have to place then. Jade. Let's have a look at the thing for spawn protection. I was just gonna make it because I haven't made one from those before. Chipped agate. Chipped agate. Okay, so where do I get chipped agate? And the recipe, no, it's just some place that I get it. Okay, it may be limited now to only having one particular. This is another new mod that's in there now. I don't know what this is for either. Uderi mod. I've got to do some research on that. I don't know. But this is what I'm trying to make, and the chipped agate. I thought it was any gemstone. Maybe that's changed since the last update. Oh my days. another little change has happened. Right, that's gone. So yeah, I can't really show you until I've got some of those minerals. Let me see what I can find. I'm going to hang around in this for a little bit because I do want to make it, but I want to check out something first. Well, I've checked, and I've double checked, and I've triple checked, and it says on the wiki that any chipped gem should be able to make these things, these protectors, these spawn protectors. But these don't have any uses currently in this mod pack, apart from, well, nothing. They don't have any uses, apart from that one. That one's the only one that's recognised as a chipped item that can do stuff. And it's got 10 pages of stuff that it can do. All of which I'm not interested in except for one thing. One thing. A protection meter. A protection meter. So I need a gate. Chipped agate. And I don't have any stored up here. So I guess we better go and brave the mine to see if there's anything down there. I'll leave that. I can't show you the spawn protection until I've got a spawn protection meter. This could be fairly hectic and hostile, as it's been raining for a little while, but spawn protection does help a little bit. Yeah, looks like all my torches may have gone out down there, but apart from that, there shouldn't be too many mobs because of this spawn protection that I would like to show you. Spawn protection, basically, it sits on a 5x5 around the player. So for 2 chunks in all direction of the player, in that one chunk that you're playing in, that you're standing around in for a whole hour. Why didn't you go out? You're an awesome torch. Every other torch in the valley got put out except for you. You are awesome torch. Awesome torch. Okay, these ones are out as well. Let's just relight these, get me plenty of light back. That was okay. I've only been recently down here, so the torches shouldn't have gone out yet. I think there's like a 3-day... The torch lasts for about 3 days, something like that. Whereas jack-o'-lanterns last for a very long time. Oh, yes. This is a dungeon. I'll come back to it, because we want to do this spawn protection first. I want to do the spawn protection, because spawn protection will lead on to that thing as well. No, we got nothing but very noisy echoes. Aha! We have one. Okay. These things, these chipped bits and pieces, they just turn up randomly while digging. While digging. And I've been doing a lot of branch mining. My pick is so close to being worn out. It's not right. It's not fair. And I still haven't found any decent veins of copper. But let's check this out. Let's check this protection meter out first. And then we can talk about other things. Yeah, it works. Okay, so we take a protection meter. Let's see where the chunks are down here. Okay, so the mob spawner is just on the outside of a chunk. And this chunk is like the main entrance. And my stairwell up and down is in this chunk. So I think we should put it in this chunk. Where? Let's put it just... well, actually, let's put it in the wall. No, I want to carry it with me. I want to be able to take it with me. So I'll just put it there for now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Right, there's bars on here. There's like... I don't know how many bars there are. It looks to me like there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars on here. Looks like there's 7 bars. But I don't know. All I know is it doesn't do its first bar until there's 24 hours stored up in it. 24 hours meaning that I'd have to stand around for 1 TerraFirmaCraft hour to get 8. The second hour to get 16. The second hour, the third hour, the second hour again, yeah. The third hour to get to 24. And then it would get a line on the protection meter. Whether that's 1 bar or 2 bars, I'm not sure exactly how it displays it, but it doesn't get its first bar until then. And it doesn't activate until then. So we've got to stand still in a chunk like this for 3 actual Minecraft hours, which can be checked up on by looking at this and just watching the timer go down. 3 Minecraft hours, and then you've got 24 hours of protection. 24 hours of protection, and the protection would be it. So at the minute, this is fully stocked by the looks of it, fully done. So this chunk I'm in has got at least 24 hours of protection, at least a few days, I should think. The maximum you can have is like 10 months. stored up as protection. So if I do a lot of AFKing and standing around in different places, I get a lot of protection. But this chunk and the two chunks on, so this chunk as well over here, that we've got this mob spawner dungeon thing in, which is part of the mod pack, not part of the mod TerraFirmaCraft. It's part of the ruins mod that One Wolf has added in as a ruin. It took me ages to get it to this stage, I tell you. So much derping. I've got a little place there. Let me just go. At the minute, it's very safe. Okay, mobs can't spawn up on those top ledges because I've got spawn protection in this chunk, and that chunk, and another chunk that way. We've got quite a large area, so this chunk's protected. This chunk's also protected. And this chunk's also protected, and these ones down here may not be so protected, but never mind. We'll come back down here in a minute to look at the mining. I want to take the protection meter with me, actually. Let's go and have a look at it down here. The spawner, I'm planning something with the spawner. I have no idea how it's going to actually function, how I'm going to do it without water and things, but I've got an idea. I basically had it here and attracted their attention and was smacking them with stone axes for ages. As soon as I had space, I'd put a torch down, and I eventually had loads of torches all around this area, right underneath here. And then this was like hours and hours, which is why there's so much spawn protection here, because of the hours and hours I spent here. They were falling in from the upstairs as well. They were spawning, naturally spawning stuff. So the spawn protection eventually kicked in after like 3 hours of me fighting them down there, and that would have stopped them from spawning up and around the tops of the cave and falling into this area and making it difficult. I also had this opened up, but I had half slabs across it so that I could attract their attention, but they couldn't get to me and they couldn't get out. So they'd attract my attention they would attract to me and then go into this little section here, and then I'd go back downstairs and beat them up with a stick for ages, or just a stone axe or something for ages to kill them off. I got a fair bit of XP and all that, and then I'd come rushing back up here and try and get another couple of torches in before more mobs would spawn. The spawner itself stopped being an issue fairly quickly. The spawner itself I actually managed to secure by coming in underneath it and putting half slabs above me and digging out a little bit closer and half slabs above me. That's why there's all this cobblestone here, because I ended up getting right close to it in order to light the area around it, which of course stopped all the mob spawning. The trouble I had was there was a mobs coming from up above, falling down on top of me. So having the spawn protection kicked in and made that stop, made it easier to unlock this area. Because I can't get water down here, I've still got the problem here. So let me have a look, see where this is on the map. See, on the map we are still directly in mainland. The water, getting water to flow into a section here and down onto the top of it to push them in the right places for me to make a mob farm with no weapons would be quite a lot of issues and quite a lot of actual problems. So what I was thinking was just digging straight down, because they take full damage. So I was just going to dig the place out and dig down all this area around the spawner and just dig down, dig down, dig down, dig down, just keep digging down. But I have the problem that I don't have a very good pick. I've got 143 uses left on this pick. This is now like my pride and joy, this pick. I cannot let it have another block broken. So I was trying to find copper, like tons of the copper. I also kept coming over this way, just to get away from the spawners, to make them despawn before going back in and throwing a few more torches down and coming all the way back down here again, letting them despawn and so on, until I eventually could take that place out. So hang on, let's look at these spawn protection things. So here we had full bars. Let's double check. Yep, I'm gonna use my pick to do this. Dang it. Okay, so that's full protection at the moment there. This one here should also be full protection. Yes. Can I break it with my fists? Can I break it with a shovel? No, I've got to break it with this pick. There's another use down. Okay, well, for experimentation's sake, I'll show you. So this should also be full green. Oh, it's down one. It's down one. So I must have spent a little bit of time in that chunk the other way. So because I wasn't in this well, this chunk is 1, this chunk is 2 away from me. Because I wasn't in this chunk for a little while, I was in that chunk for a little while talking to you. The chunk 2 chunks away was no longer 2 chunks away. It was only it was 3 chunks away, and it lost some of the protection on the meter. Okay, so that's how that works. And then a bit further along here, we would have a look down the mines, and we've got no protection. So I've got no protection in this chunk because I've been in those chunks for so long. I haven't been down these mines for a little while now. So all the protection has run out completely. Right? That's how the protection meter is working. Now, I can of course AFK stock up a protection, well, stock up the protection when I need to. Or I can carry on chiseling the floor like I've been doing, because nothing can spawn on the chiseled floor or half slabs. So I'm still going to stay safe and do chiseling of the floor and doing half slabbing and stuff like that to stop them attacking me. See, I'm getting further and further away from base the further I go down this way. But I've been doing a lot of digging. And there's been a few cave-ins, as you can see by the ceiling, and the floor has got lots of cobblestone in it. There's been plenty of cave-ins on the way, but I've been fairly safely doing it because I've got these beams showing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another beam got put into place. All of this falling down around my ears and filling in places as I was going. But I was chasing things. I was chasing things with my prospector's pick. I dug all the way down here to try and triangulate the prospector's readings, and ended up finding that this was the closest spot to this stuff, this ore, which is, well, tin, I think. Yeah, poor casterite tin. But there's quite a lot of it. I put another beam in here, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of protection. Let's take this grid off again. So I've got 4 blocks of protection, so I can dig here without fear of it falling on my head because I've got that beam there. So I can dig this casterite out as much as I want, and I don't want, because I've already got a load. And then I realised I was just wasting my pick on this, really, because I can't actually make any new tools out of it. It goes towards making bronze, but I need copper still. And no matter how many times I hit that prospector's pick around the place, I have not been able to find copper in any direction. Like, I brought this corridor all the way down here to prospect all the way down the wall. Not every single block of the wall. I know that it's a 25 by 25 area. So I was checking, and I narrowed it down to here, dug a hole down here, dig it all the way down there, then checked again and narrowed it down to here, and then found the casterite. But no copper. There's traces of gold in these veins as well. There's traces of gold. I think I saw traces of... there was something else that I'd picked up already. Let's have a look at my stash. Traces of bismuth. There was a large area for bismuthianite. Bismuth. I love it. There was a large pool of bismuth, but I can't make that into bronze yet because I haven't got the other things that I need. But I did get quite a bit of this stuff and a bit of gold, so I'm gonna take all this upstairs with us now just to get rid of it. Just because. I'll leave that down here. I also think that I need to take another stash of rocks up there because I've been using quite a lot. And I've got a bit of smooth and a bit of smooth there as well. Let's take some up for general crafting purposes. I can only carry 20 at a time. Oh, that's sand. That's why I won't stack. Okay. Well, let's leave that down here and get the 32 upstairs. There we go. And we've cleared all that out. Good. I've brought my own water supply down here. You can carry on your back slot. You've got a back slot here. You can carry barrels. So I carried a barrel of water down here so that I didn't have to keep running back up to fill up my water jug. And we're on barley bread now. I ate venison for so long. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. I ate venison for so long. Let's get that. There we go. And I haven't been making sandwiches and stuff. Sandwiches just seem to take up too much inventory space, and then once you've eaten the sandwich, it doesn't last very long. It's like 2 bites and it's gone type sandwiches, and they take up a lot of inventory space as well. Now, I know it's more efficient to use the sandwiches, we can relight the torches on the way back, because they give you more nutrition and all that, but I'm used to carrying a stack of food around me in Minecraft, and so a full 160 ounces of bread, and then a full 160 ounces of some vegetable, and then 160 ounces of some fruit, and then 160 ounces of something for protein, suits my play style better. So I sort of like crop rotate my food supply now, so I end up getting the right sort of supply of food. I'm currently working up my grain, you see. The last I was on venison. Next I'll just take 160 grams of vegetables and just eat that all the way through. Fruit should be coming soon. Speaking of fruit, that leads very nicely on to another little thing. The fruit trees are growing quite nicely, look. The fruit trees are growing up. I'm sure they grow higher as well, because that's how I found them. But I've been putting off claiming a quest, and I figured I'll claim that quest now while you're watching, so that you can see what's going on. That's my quest book. There we go. Okay. I wanted to claim this quest already, but... oh, actually, what's these? Basalt rock. Ah, I didn't claim basalt rock before. Okay. Grass, clay, gravel, or sand. Great. Well, I don't really need the clay. Let's take a grass block. Just because. I suppose I can plant that anywhere I want now. Grass basalt. Okay. I'm going to put that in here, because I might want grass somewhere in particular, and you never know. Okay. Also got the savoury salmon. I cooked a fish to well done status, and I've got this. However, I get a full heart and fishing rods for it. The fishing rods are rewards that have enchantments on, by the looks of it, and it's potluck which one I get. I don't know which one I'm going to get, so I'm going to just go that one and see what happens. Let's have a look. What did we get on it? Luck of the Sea and Unbreaking 1. Not too bad. I'll put the heart somewhere safe as well in a bit. But that was that lot done. I've got some other new quests flashing ready to get done. But the whole quest areas have had a big overhaul in the update, and there's been a few new mods added. One of the new mods that got added I had a little issue with because I couldn't use it. What's my settings on here? Video settings. I've only got it down to 6 chunks. Let's take it back up a bit, so we can see the beautiful world around us a bit and have a bit less fog. I think I turned it down because I was underground for a bit. Yeah, so the streams mod was added, and I can't use it in this world. It only works in newly generated worlds, so I had to remove it from the mod pack in order to continue with my save. I don't know how many other people that'll affect, but new people to the mod pack, the TerraFirmaPunk, will experience an awesome little mod that's called Streams. And yeah, it's quite nice. It's enjoyable. The rivers actually are streaming flowing water instead of not streaming flowing water, instead of still silent water. And there's quite a few other new bits and pieces in here, and that is relative to all the quest system. I think One Wolf's been going and doing lots of quest writing. He's also made this sort of tech tree. And I don't believe these are actual quests that you can do and click on. They're just here as a reference. So like from the Stone Age, we should go into the Copper Age. And from the Copper Age, we could also go into the Ropes mod. From the Copper Age, then we can go into the Bronze Age. And then we should have a go with the Carpenter's Blocks and the Bibliocraft and the Cogs of the Machine. And into the Brass Age for Flaxbeard Steam. And I think this is Tubes over here. Then you get into the Steel Age, or is it the Iron Age? I can't remember. I think that's Iron Age. Then you should get into Railcraft and into the Archimedes ships. And from there you get into the Steel Age and you go into the Rotary Craft and Electric Craft. I think the Electric Craft's been added. And from there you've got the other TerraFirmaCraft advanced alloys, the black steel and the red steel and the blue steel and all that down here. So that's quite useful to help you figure out where you should be. I would still like to be in Railcraft already, And one of the things that he's added is for coal coke, another recipe for the coke oven. Remember, I couldn't get sand, natural sand or anything, so I was struggling to get coal coke, which meant I couldn't get creosote. Well, he's added these recipes in, the bricks and any TerraFirmaCraft sand and bricks. But the problem I've got now, I'm not complaining, but the problem I've now got, before I can make a coal coke oven, I need mortar and any bricks. The bricks are easy to get, but mortar is difficult. So I need mortar, and mortar is sand and lime water. Lime water is flux or a small raw hide and lime water. No, that's not how it's done. That's not how it's done. What have I got here? Mortar. Mortar is sand and lime water. Sand and lime water. Why lime water is shown up as sponge, I don't know. Or sand and gypsum plaster, right? Lime water. Lime water requires me to use flux. Flux is something I grow, I believe. Yes, flux is something I grow. And I think I've got something in here. I'm going to take a little damage. That's fine. I'll break my legs, it's fine. Not in that one. Flux, rice seeds. There's one of them down here. Barley, rice, garlic, oats, green beans, cabbage, squash. Where did I put it? Let's say I planted it. Jute. No, that doesn't make it, does it? Uses of jute. Let's have a look at jute. I think jute is something else I needed, so I was glad I found it. Yeah, that was like making ropes and stuff, isn't it? Jute makes jute fibre, which uses are making rope, and using rope to make all sorts of other things, like ropes from the ropes mod and stuff. Yeah, so I still need to find some of that somewhere. There's no mobs around, that's good. On another note, this has actually grown. It's growing very slowly though, so the leaving this land fallow for a little while is working to provide it with nutrients, I should think. But it's not going to be providing it with nutrients fast enough for me to get another harvest on this season. However, there is something else that we can harvest this season which could work. The Hearth and Field quest line has a few things that I've got to still collect. More ingots. This is the one really that I've been delaying collecting to show you on camera. We get olives, plums or peaches. Right? I've got to pick a sapling. And I don't know which one to go for. So, as it's nearly the end of this episode, I want to not pick it again right now. I want to leave it for you to put your suggestion in the comments. So, if you want olive tree, put olive tree in the comments below. Plum tree, put plum tree in the comments below. Peach tree, put peach tree in the comments below. I don't really see that it makes any difference to me which one I have, because I still don't have the other two. I haven't seen any of these three, so any one of them will be awesome for me to have, but I'm not sure if any of them has a particular special use that I'm not aware of. So you guys can decide what we're going to have for that. Ooh, claim that one a bit. You guys decide what we're going to have, and I will pick that one and start it growing as soon as I see the comments have sort of shifted in favour of one particular tree. For right now though, I have got my spawn protection meter, and I'm just going to place it just there for now. See, this area here is protected for a little while. If I hang around here for a bit and just sort out my stuff and hang around in this chunk over here, hang around, that will turn green, and then I'll be able to be secure in the fact that 2 chunks in each direction of my base will stay protected for a good amount of hours, and then I can go off in search of flux and other things, because we're getting close to the end of summer and there's still things out there that I can go and find. I've got plans to, I think I heard somewhere, someone told me that biomes are based on islands at the minute in TerraFirmaCraft. How true that is, I'm not 100% sure. But I'm planning on getting on my boat again, and this time, instead of stopping somewhere over here, when I find there's just ocean. I'm just going to carry on going. I'm just going to make a load of food. I'm going to get myself set up and fill some ceramic jars full of food and just head off to the setting sun and see if I can find another biome type and start looking around in another biome type. I'm going to start adventuring, having a look around. I still don't feel very confident that I've got good weapons and all that, but I need to get out there somewhere, don't I? I need to get out there somewhere and find these things before the end of summer. So, thank you very much for watching another episode of Survivor Series. This one all about my personal protection. I will see you... I heard a zombie behind me. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.